There's something deeply satisfying about wood. It's solid, warm, and grounding. But when wood is combined with interaction, when it invites touch, movement, or engagement, it transforms from just a material into an experience. Interactive wooden wall art is one of the most compelling evolutions in home decor today, not because it's flashy, but because it invites us to slow down, to notice, to be present. It asks for more than just a passing glance. It asks for a relationship. Imagine walking into a room and seeing a wall piece made from layered wood panels that shift when you touch them. Maybe it's a large grid of square tiles, each mounted on a pivot. With a gentle press, you flip one tile over, revealing a darker tone on the other side. Flip another, and a pattern begins to emerge. It's tactile. It's soothing. It's alive. Every visitor has the chance to change the art just by interacting with it. No two moments are ever the same. And that's the point. Interactive wooden wall art isn't about perfection, it's about process. It's about giving people agency over the space they're in. A static painting can be beautiful. A sculpture can be mesmerizing. But art that you can physically engage with, touch, move, alter, adds a layer of intimacy that's rare in visual design. It brings art down from the pedestal and makes it personal. Some of the most stunning interactive wall pieces are based on kinetic designs. Panels with sliding parts, shapes that rotate, blocks that can be rearranged into different configurations. Some work with gravity, letting elements swing or fall back into place with a soft thud. Others use magnets to hold pieces that can be repositioned at will. These aren't toys, they're thoughtful designs that merge function and form. And while they're decorative, they're also emotional. You can sense the intention in each piece. They're designed not just to be seen but to be used, touched, played with, changed. For people who crave sensory experiences, interactive wooden art is a dream. The textures vary from smooth polished surfaces to hand-carved grooves. Some pieces are made from contrasting types of wood, one soft, one hard, one light, one dark, so that you feel the difference as much as you see it. Others add additional materials like metal, glass, or resin to create visual contrast. But it's always the wood that grounds it, that gives it warmth, that makes it feel human. There's also something very meditative about interacting with wood art. Sliding panels from side to side, turning dowels, flipping tiles. These small actions slow you down. They pull you out of your head and into your body, into the moment. It's the kind of experience that feels both ancient and modern, like turning pages of a book or working with a puzzle. There's rhythm in it, repetition, focus. It becomes almost ritualistic. In homes, interactive wooden art can be a statement piece, but it can also serve subtle functions. A grid of wooden blocks might double as an ever-changing calendar. A wall-mounted panel with movable slats might function as a to-do board. Some installations can display messages, symbols, even light patterns by changing the orientation of each segment. In this way, the art becomes part of daily life, not separate from it but woven into it. Families especially love interactive wall art because it becomes something that grows and changes with them. Children engage with it naturally, touching, exploring, rearranging. But adults do too. In a living room, it sparks conversation. In a hallway, it becomes a moment of pause. In an office, it provides a tactile distraction, something to clear the mind between tasks. It's not digital, and that's its strength. In a world full of screens and constant motion, this is movement at a slower, more human pace. Some artists take things even further by building sound into their interactive designs. Picture a wall panel where each segment makes a soft tone when touched. Not a harsh click or beep, but a resonant wooden note, like a xylophone hidden inside your decor. Others use spring-loaded systems or tension-based elements to create satisfying resistance when you move the parts. It's not just art, it's an invitation to play. An invitation to remember that home isn't only about how it looks, but how it feels, how it reacts to you. There are also modular systems, collections of individual wooden elements that can be rearranged into endless configurations. These might be magnetic tiles, geometric shapes, puzzle-like panels. You can mount them in one layout today, then completely redesign them tomorrow. It's a form of creative expression that stays open-ended. You don't buy it finished, you finish it again and again each time you move a piece. It evolves with you. Even the grain of the wood becomes part of the interaction. As you slide your fingers over the surface, you feel the patterns, the lines that were shaped over decades of growth. And because every piece of wood is unique, every piece of wall art carries its own fingerprint, its own history, its own energy. Some pieces are left raw with bark still on the edges. Others are precisely machined and laser cut. But whether it's rustic or modern, the feeling is the same. This is real. This is alive. One particularly powerful application of interactive wooden art is in public spaces. Lobbies, schools, wellness centers, galleries. Pieces that allow people to engage in a nonverbal, non-digital way. They become collective experiences. A tile flipped by one person is noticed by another. Over time, the whole piece reflects the community around it. And at home, that effect is just as profound. You see the marks of your own presence, the way your fingers have worn a certain spot smooth, the way your children always move the same tile. It's a living record. The beauty of interactive wooden wall art is that it doesn't need to be complicated. Even a simple board with a sliding pattern or a rotating disc can become mesmerizing if made with care. And that's the essence of it, care. These aren't factory-produced throwaway items. They're crafted, thoughtful. They take time to make and they take time to enjoy. And that's what makes them so powerful in a world that moves too fast. People often ask if interactive wood art is fragile. The truth is, it's designed to be touched. The best pieces are made with joinery and techniques that embrace use. They get better with time. The wood takes on a patina. The mechanisms wear in, not out. The whole piece matures just like wood is meant to. It's not meant to be kept under glass. It's meant to be part of your life. Interactive wooden wall art reminds us that homes don't have to be passive. They can respond to us. They can reflect our mood, our curiosity, our desire to create. They can hold more than pictures. They can hold movement, touch, play. And in that play, they become deeply personal, deeply real. And maybe that's what we're really seeking when we decorate our spaces. Not just beauty, but connection. To our environment, to the materials we live with, to the moment we're in. Interactive wooden wall art offers that in a quiet but unforgettable way. It's the kind of art you don't just admire. It's the kind you live with. Interactive wooden wall art is more than visual. It's more than decorative. It's an experience, a conversation between the piece and the person. It breaks the boundary between art and viewer. You don't just look at it. You engage with it. You move it. You feel it. And in return, it shifts, it responds, it reveals something new each time. That's what makes it powerful. That's what makes it memorable. This kind of art isn't static. It doesn't sit passively on a wall waiting to be noticed. It invites participation. It might be a modular panel you can rearrange. A kinetic sculpture that moves with a breeze or the brush of your hand. A layered piece that casts changing shadows depending on the light. Or a puzzle-like composition you can rotate, twist, or slide to transform its form entirely. Every interaction changes the piece, and changes your relationship to it. In a world filled with screens and flat digital imagery, interactive wooden art brings us back to something physical. Something real. It reintroduces tactility, texture, sound. That slight click of one wooden piece sliding into another. The smoothness of sanded edges. The contrast of raw bark and polished surface. You don't get that from canvas. You don't get that from glass. Only wood gives that sense of grounded presence, like you're touching time itself. And the beauty of interactive wooden wall art is that it never grows stale. It evolves. As you live with it, your understanding of it deepens. Your mood might lead you to arrange it differently. The morning light might fall on it one way, and in the evening, it becomes something else entirely. It becomes a living element in your space, less like a painting, more like a companion. It also sparks something in us that's rare in modern design: curiosity. We're used to art that sits behind glass or on a wall, untouchable. But interactive wooden wall art breaks that rule. It says, come closer, touch, explore. And that's powerful because it makes the viewer part of the piece. It's art that isn't finished without human interaction. And in that way, it becomes more than art. It becomes a reflection of play, of thought, of emotion. Whether placed in a home, a workspace, or a public area, interactive wooden wall art brings soul to a space. It invites people to slow down, to engage, to think differently about form, function, and beauty. And unlike fast trends or disposable decor, this kind of art has staying power. It has weight, physically and emotionally. It makes people stop and feel. It's also a tribute to craftsmanship, because behind every piece is an artist who didn't just design for the eye, but for the hand, for movement, for interaction. It's the marriage of design and engineering, creativity and precision. And when it's done right, it's unforgettable. So whether you're designing a space that needs a focal point or just want to add something that truly sparks conversation, consider interactive wooden wall art. Not just because it's different, but because it brings people into the moment. Because it reminds us that art doesn't have to sit still. It can move. It can shift, it can breathe, and most importantly, it can connect us, not just to the material but to the moment, to creativity, to each other. That's what makes it more than art. That's what makes it alive.